Hi, it's Casey, and this is a little different video than I've done recently, and that I've done before. Usually, I've brought up topics that has been going on in the world, in the United States, primarily political issues, social issues, stuff like that. And today, and since we've been talking about that, and trying to get people involved and get people talking. Something that I've noticed online, and actually with a conversation with a administrator of one of the groups that I belong to on Facebook, we were talking, and something that we talked about really struck a chord and really hit home for me. And basically he said the American people aren't pissed off enough. #activism doesn't work. And I'll explain why that's true, and in my opinion, but I will also explain in a way why #activism doesn't work, using social media as a device in order to communicate our opinions on these matters are important to try to keep up with the things that the government is doing. First of all, I want to say for the negative part of #activism, think about it. Okay, when Boko Haram abducted all those girls and used them in the sex trade, we saw Michelle Obama posting a picture of her on the internet with a little picture that said #BringBackOurGirls. In what universe does she live where she thinks one of these people from Boko Haram is going to see this picture of the First Lady of the United States with a sign saying this, and they're going to sit there and tell their guys, oh yeah, maybe we should take them back. We feel so ashamed now. Obviously we should do something. Even it's made me kind of consider the things that I post on Facebook, because just by ranting and raving on Facebook isn't getting anything done. Barack Obama does not care if Casey Meade or if you or your buddies or anybody else sits there on Facebook and slams him. He doesn't care. Do you know why? Because he's still in D.C. pushing his agendas and pushing his beliefs down our throat. In order for us to gain any headway in any of these issues, whether it's the VA scandal, the IRS scandal, the Fast and Furious scandal, the attacks on the Second Amendment, anything that we've talked about in the past, and anything that we talk about in the future, as far as government overreach, the invasion of our rights, the attacks on the American culture, simply by posting fiery paragraphs on Facebook isn't going to get it done. We need to be able to sit down with our compatriots and come up with a plan of protesting, going to the streets. The Ukrainians didn't just sit down and start tweeting on Twitter and, posting on Facebook and all this other stuff. They didn't, we need to be as active as these people are. And we need to be as active, more active than the enemies here in our own country, because they're the ones that are protesting and going into the streets and handing out flyers and handing out pamphlets and doing the interviews and doing all this stuff to get their word out and turning people's minds. And unfortunately, the people whose minds are being turned, I hate to say it because it sounds like I'm just crashing down on them, but they're weak if they're undecided anyway, especially like on the Second Amendment. If you're sitting there and you're undecided if the Second Amendment's good or bad, then you're weak. just pointing it out. But we need to sit down with people with a like mind and go, what can we do to really push it? What can we do to really make a difference? Yes, social media, and this is the positive, social media presents us with the positivity of being able to communicate with each other rapidly, organizing rapidly, and spreading our ideas in a more efficient and rapid manner than any media that's come before. And we have to utilize that. But at the same time, we have to be able to sit and realize that the old school ways of doing things still is in effect. Protesting in the streets, going to the state houses, going to the county houses, going to the streets with signs and banners, voting, being actually active in the communities is the only way to make this work. That's why I'm personally right now telling everybody who's watching this video, I want you to spread the word as much and fast and hard as you can. I will be personally trying to organize an event, hopefully before midsummer, to where we the people can get together and protest. And I want to do this, I want to get as many people as we can. I want this to be as big as we can get it. I want us to be able to be loud. I want us to be noticed. I want our message to be clear that the American people aren't laying down anymore. I don't want the Tea Party speaking for me. I don't want the Republicans speaking for me. We need to speak for ourselves. We are not party members. We are Americans. We are constitutionalists, and we need to make sure that we're heard. We need to make sure that we're understood, and that our words aren't being twisted for some other purpose or goal. So spread the word. I want you people to email me. Really get involved here. I've been asking you people since day one. Email me, comment, text, call. However you want to get a hold of me. Get a hold of me so we can discuss these things. This is the time for action. If you're paying attention to the news, well, for one, you fail there because the news isn't giving you hard-line information that you need. Do honest research, because if you're doing your real research, you can see that the government isn't slowing down in the abolishing of our rights and the invasion of our privacies. We need to come together and really take it to the government and let them know that we're tired of these attacks on our culture. So, with that in mind, email me with dates that would be good for you, times that would be good for you, where we can meet to brainstorm, anything that you guys can think of. I want you to really be involved. This is the time for action. Not tomorrow, not next year. This is the time. Because if we don't start acting and really getting involved, before you know it, the really, really bad stuff will already be here. And we may possibly see some of our most cherished rights being stripped from us. So we need to start really being involved. Because if you look at the people in charge, if you look at what they're doing, they're involved and they're making it, and they're bringing their A game. So we have to go at them. I want everyone to spread the word, really get it out. Let's all come together. Let's do exactly what it is that we've always wanted to do. Our forefathers would have been acting by now. They were acting by now. We need to start doing the same thing. So with that said, think about it. Really think about it. Pray on it. Do what you got to do. Get your mind right about what has to be done, because the time is now. With that said, I'm going to sign off here. And good luck, everybody.